Welcome back to the second take of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Vladof Snipers edition. My previous video I just did on this did not get audio for some reason. I just tested. The audio should be working now. So, the other thing I want to get into before I started, on the Molly 1 video I talked about the Share on Me, and I stated that it didn't have a crit bonus like most other Moxie guns. This is wrong. It actually does have a 20% crit bonus, so a total of 120, where other Molly wands have 100. It doesn't change the fact that I think the gun still is very underpowered and under life-stealed. Not really a word, but still not a great gun. So just wanted to put that out there that I screwed that up. And moving on. So it's Vladof, and there's only two red text guns, and they're both based off the Droog, so kind of makes this nice and simple. The Droog is a very good purple sniper. In fact, most Vladof snipers are pretty solid. You can see it's got low damage, good accuracy, but it's the fire rate and recoil, which you can't see on the card, as well as magazine size, that make these really nice. So the Droog here, you can see, you can just keep that on target. I could have just finished the rest of the 5, but you can see how much damage you can put on so fast. But also, it's got enough damage where that should take care of most enemies. Maybe 3. I mean, especially because you can bring these in elements and match them. But on bosses, you know, unlike Jacob's shotguns that are a bit too slow for bosses and badasses, and sometimes snipers can be as well, the Droog's kind of your boss killer, because, yeah, that's going to do the job. So I'm going to start off with the good news, and usually I go by rarity, but just easier to start with the Leuta in this case. So the Leuta versus the Droog. You can see here, you up that damage into that pretty solid range. It's not a huge increase, it's big enough to be nice. The extra accuracy is nice as well. You can keep it on target a little bit better. But where the Leuta is really nice, I'm going to shoot the wall here, you have 2 Unlisted Pellets. Now, they start off, I'm going to see if I can shoot this, see if I can get that range right. You can see they're starting to split there, and there it is. So this is kind of your sweet spot range. Now this will change with accelerator velocity, go in a little bit. See right there? That point you're hitting all 3 on a head. A little closer, and there you can kind of see that you have the split. So this gun just straight away with 1 bullet is pretty solid, because the fire rate, the increased damage, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but increased critical hit. Most snipers have 100, it's got 125. So on a single bullet, 3.6 million, 2.7. You can see it's already outperforming it, but if we get to the sweet spot range, 7, 10 million there. And that's kind of that sweet spot range right here, where you can just do insane damage. Now if I back up, I can't really back up more in this room. Try to shoot him there. Well, it's still good enough where you're kind of hitting them, but the split's going to start taking effect as you get back here, and you're only going to be hitting 1 pellet. So you can see you kind of have that sweet spot range, which is fairly short, and it doesn't need to be in that range. And big enemies like constructors and stuff, they'll still go down, but the absolute stopping power of this is really great on all characters. And of course, as you can see, hitting 3 crits at once with 0 with this fire rate, of course they're only hitting 1 at a time, but I'm not the biggest 0 CA player, but you can see how fast you can stack up CA with a gun like this and just absolutely wreck things. You can elementally match with it, which means you can put a bow in 2. It's got unlisted pellets, so if you want to use a B with it, you don't need to, but it gets crazy with a B. So that is the Lyuda, just an absolute, one of the best versions of a red text gun in this game. Again, just compare it to the Droog here. You have increased damage, accuracy, critical hit, bullet split with 2 unlisted pellets. No drawback. That's the whole point of this is how we should make legendary guns. There are cases where drawbacks are necessary, but they need to be smaller. And this is a version of too many drawbacks. The Patriot, which you have to defeat Master G to get, so you have to beat a raid boss to get this gun, which means it should be good. Now that damage increase is pretty high. But you look down there, accuracy at 82%, that's an issue. The fire rate, it's still 4.5, that's not that bad, and that makes sense for increasing the damage. The mag size being more than cut in half, that hurts as well. But I don't think that would be as big of an issue if the reload speed wasn't down. And if maybe the damage was up a little bit more and you had a critical hit bonus. But the other thing that you don't see on there is the recoil. So I'm going to go to the Droog. I'll just hit fire. See that recoil? Now let's go with the Patriot. See how slow that's coming back? And then it only gets so accurate. So I'm going to shoot here. Actually, I should shoot at a wall so you can see these bullets. And that's that reload speed. Actually, it's kind of homing into that same spot there. There it goes. So when you have that bad of accuracy there, and there's that, it's just going to kind of randomly shoot anywhere within that kind of diamond you have there. And that can make it hard to hit crits. Now, you will see 3.8 compared to a Droog. You know, that is significantly more damage, and that's good. But it's not enough damage to make up for how inaccurate it is. So at this range, I can pretty reliably hit crits. But you can see it's a lot harder to kind of keep on target. And this is kind of the max range of it. You see there, it's kind of bouncing around a lot more. And anywhere past here, you start to miss shots. And that's where it really falls back. I wish I could show it better than test dummy here, but I'm actually going to take this out in the wild. There you can see it. I was missing quite a few of those. And with the Droog, once I dial in there, they're all on. And I don't have enough bullets to keep showing you. I could buy some more, but I think you got it. So if they're going to make a high accuracy, high damage sniper, what we really should do with it is make it super accurate so the shots count. The lower magazine size for the damage and the lower fire rate, I get those too. The reload speed, I guess I can kind of understand, but I don't like it. I think for a gun beating a raid boss, it's a red text gun, it's special, you don't have to do that. But also, this is another case, much like a lot of the Jacobs, the damage increase isn't enough to make it worth the other stuff. And even if they got rid of the bad accuracy and recoil, I don't know if the damage there is enough for it to be worth beating a raid boss. And just, yeah, there's another one. You can just see it bounces around so much more. And this is with Vladof's parts, and Vladof stocks are the best on Vladof guns. So, yeah, this gun just needs a lot. It's pretty far off. It's one of the, it's probably, I don't know, you could almost say it's the worst red text sniper in the game. It's pretty close to it because it's just so hard to use. I mean, it's got the stopping power, but it's just got such a limited range, and again, you can just see that bad recoil. Oh, and I also forgot to mention it's got slower bullet speed. Not that the bullet speed is on, it's terrible, but oh, that recoil it is god-awful. So, that is the end of the sniper series. I had a couple of requests to do shotguns next, but I'm kind of leaning towards assault rifles, because I think assault rifles just have some really good and interesting red text guns, and I think that'll be a good baseline for going on to the other ones. So that's it for all. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the bad audio version. I'll try to get this one up as soon as possible and take down the other one. I will see everyone later. Remember to like, think, thumbs up, share, all that good stuff, and come over to the forums. I'm making a lot of upgrades to the thread, going over a lot of details and the math of the guns, so you can really see in detail what all this stuff I'm talking about means, and doing all that detail in these videos would make them all an hour long. So come check that out and contribute there, because that's where I think we have the best chance of making a difference for Borderlands 3. Thanks a lot. Bye.